beginning our day. This is, we're coming up to the autumnal equinox, and time is passing. There's that sense that time is passing. And yesterday, Longpa and I engaged in a 4.5-hour online Zoom meeting with the worldwide abbots and elders about an issue that's arisen in the Sangha, and just a Vinaya issue that was there's many sides to it and needed to be discussed. And it isn't fully resolved yet, but it was actually quite an inspiring meeting because it highlighted the strength of the Longpa Cha Sangha, and the strength of the Longpa Cha Sangha is the strength of Sangha, the strength of community. Whereas a lot of other meditation masters in Thailand, or even teachers of different traditions in the U.S. might have good communities around them, but only the Longpa Cha Sangha can claim to have this really powerful worldwide community where we all try to be on the same page and where everybody has good input. And even though this issue we're dealing with is quite difficult, everybody is coming at it from different angles, and there's these overriding qualities of compassion and care, and also really strong wisdom and discernment coming through, and no sense of like political posturing or anger coming through. It's just everybody really trying to help each other to come to a resolution, and really constructive dialogue and disagreements, but then working through the different aspects of the disagreements and what aspects of Dhamma and Vinaya to take into account. So, and there's also like the spirit of the training and the letter of the training. So when we talk about the monk's discipline, the Vinaya, there's the letter of the rules and there's the spirit of the rules. And there are times when the Buddha talks about actually giving precedence to the spirit of the rule if the letter of the rule isn't quite right. And this is a very, very important point. So everything we follow, we look at the spirit of the training. It's not just the letter of the rules or trying to box ourselves in to a set of rules and just trying to get them perfect or get it right, but it's looking at what's the spirit behind them. For the first 20 years of the Buddha Sasana, the Buddha's dispensation, there was no Vinaya. There was actually no Patimokkha. There was no rules. There was just an understanding about the spirit of the training. And only after 20 years did the Buddha start to formulate these rules. And now we have what we have today as a framework. But it is just a convention. And everything we do here, those of us who are ordination is a convention, the robes are a convention, shaving the head is a convention. All these are just conventions to show that we are trying to keep these precepts and living in this framework. But it is just a convention, and we're all, the mind is just the mind. So whether we're wearing robes or not, the mind is just the mind. And the convention can be very, very helpful for training, but if we get too lost in the convention is not a refuge. The refuge is more the pure heart and the spirit of the training that we're undertaking. So that's more the refuge. So to not get too attached to the convention doesn't mean to just throw our robes off and say, oh, it's just a convention. So we do, there's this balance that we're trying to strike. And Longpa Cha was known to say that the Dhamma is all about letting go. The Vinaya is all about holding on. When you see that those two don't conflict with each other, then you'll be okay. I'll leave that for reflection this morning.